So I'm going to ask you to keep your eyes focused on that spot until I ask you to close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe in deeply. Beautiful. Exhale. Completely. Again, breathe in deeply. Beautiful. Exhale. Completely. One more time. Breathe in deeply. As you exhale, close your eyes down tight. But keep breathing slowly and deeply now. Concentrate on relaxing. Concentrate on letting go. Just for the next few minutes, concentrate on letting go. Breathing slowly and deeply. Use your imagination and try to imagine that you can feel a thick, heavy book in the palm of your left hand. Imagine that. In the palm of your left hand, there's a thick, heavy book. And as you visualize that book, as you imagine that feeling, soon you will feel your left arm and your left hand growing heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. You can feel your left arm being drawn down, 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 toward the table or towards your lap. Now I'm going to slowly count backwards from 3 down to 1. And by the time I reach the number 1, your left arm will be so heavy, it will have been pushed all the way down toward the table or towards your lap. Feel this happening. 3. Getting heavier and heavier. 2. Like a block of lead. Very, very heavy. 1. All the way down now. Now as your left arm keeps getting heavier and heavier, soon you notice your right arm feeling tingly and light. You notice your right arm getting tingly and light. Use your imagination. Imagine there's a string tied around your right wrist. A string that is connected to a giant balloon filled with helium gas. Your right arm is starting to get lighter and lighter. That balloon is pulling and tugging on your wrist. You feel your right arm beginning to lift and float and rise up into the air. Up, up, up into the air. Soon your right arm will be pointing straight up into the air, just like it was a balloon filled with helium gas. Just like it was a balloon. Once again, as I count backwards from 3 down to 1, by the time I reach the number 1, your right arm is pointing straight up into the air. 3. You feel your arm lifting and floating and rising higher and higher and higher. 2. It's rising up, up, up into the air. If I touch your shoulders, it'll only help you to relax. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe in deeply. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Deep sleep. 3, 2, and 1. Straight up in the air. As I touch your shoulder and pull your arm, just take a deep breath. Right? Deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Relax. 3, 2, and 1. Concentrate on relaxing. Concentrate on letting go. Keep concentrating. You are concentrating perfectly. So touch your shoulder and pull your arm. Just take a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Sleep. Way down deep. Deep relaxation. Concentrate on relaxing. Concentrate on letting go. So touch your shoulder. Just take a nice deep breath. Nice deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Sleep now. Deep relaxation. Deep. Beautiful. Concentrate on relaxing. Concentrate on letting go. So touch your shoulder. Just take a nice deep breath. Breathe in deeply. 3, 2, 1. Sleep way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper. All right, in just a moment, I'm going to count forward from 1 up to 3. When I reach the number 3, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes and awaken, except for the folks whose shoulder I touched. If I touched your shoulder, I'm going to ask you to remain with your eyes closed and your body completely relaxed until I come up and speak with you again. Everyone else, however, wide awake at the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. If the rest of you just open your eyes up here for just a moment. Excellent. I've got a couple of excellent subjects. I'm going to ask these folks to come up front and help me do a little bit of a demonstration if they'd be so kind. So I touch your shoulder, ma'am. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes without waking up. Your first name is?
Rebecca.
Still is Rebecca, I know. Would you volunteer? You did not come up front at Greenleaf, did you? You're a brand new subject for me, right? Would you help me videotape this, sir, if you don't mind? There you go. Rebecca, do me a favor, would you? See that spotlight up there?
Which one?
Any one you want.
Okay.
Keep your eyes on it. Take a nice deep breath. Remember the relaxation you were feeling just a moment ago? 3, 2, 1. Sleep way down, deep asleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep going deeper and deeper until I ask you to awaken. And it's this gentleman back here to help me. Count of 3. When I touch your shoulders, eyes wide open, still responding to the sound of my voice. 1, 2, and 3. Your first name is?
Jim.
Jim. Would you mind volunteering? Don't have to if you don't want, but if you would, I'd appreciate it. How you feeling, Jim?
Good. How are you?
Going to feel better here in a minute. Any spotlight you like. Choice is yours.
All right.
Keep your eyes on that spot. Take a nice deep breath. Remember how you felt just a few minutes ago? 3, 2, 1. Sleep deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I don't want him necessarily collapsing on Rebecca. I've got a couple of other folks here that are just outstanding subjects. I'd be foolish not to make use of them. Count of 3, eyes wide open. 1, 2, 3. How you doing? Would you volunteer? You don't have to if you don't want. Would you volunteer for me? Sure. You don't mind? Come on up front. I'm going to have to grab a chair for you. You can leave that chair there, but just come on up front here, and Sandy, and we'll... There are a number of others in here that are much better than average that I will probably not bring up front today just for logistics. It'd be foolish to have everybody up front. How you feeling there, Sandy? Got to ask you a question. Do you think you're hypnotized? Have you ever been hypnotized before? Okay, so you know the feeling and all. How do you feel right now?
Very relaxed.
Take a nice deep breath and just sleep, deep sleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we got 3 outstanding subjects here. Obviously, take a nice deep breath, all of you. Breathe in deeply. Beautiful. Exhale completely. And I'm just going to spend a moment asking you to go deeper to sleep. I'm just going to slowly count backwards from 5 down to 1. As I count backwards, use your imagination. Just imagine that you're going deeper and deeper, more and more relaxed, deeper and deeper to sleep. And by the time I reach number 1, I want you to imagine that you are at least 5 times deeper into relaxation than you are right now. Your entire body, loose, limp, relaxed, and unwound. Here we go. 5, you're going deeper and deeper. 4, way down deep. 3, deeper and deeper, loose, limp, relaxed, and unwound. 3, 2, keep going now, deeper and deeper. You're concentrating perfectly. 3, 2, and 1. Now sleep, deep, sound, peaceful sleep. Beautiful. Keep going deeper and deeper with each easy breath you take until I ask you to awaken. All right. Now I want to stop just for the benefit of the group, and especially those that have no idea what's going on here because they weren't at Greenleaf. These folks have identified themselves as being better than average visualizers, and it's not hard to do. You know, I'm asking to imagine the left hand heavy and the right hand light, and I mean, I'm looking around the room. There's some people's arms are straight in the air. Warning, you know, I mean, it's not hard to do to identify very good subjects. These people are able to take an idea, to picture it, and transmit the picture into action. In other words, you picture there's a heavy book in your arm, and it causes the arm to get so heavy that it goes down. You imagine or picture the tips of your fingers as magnets, and they act like they're magnets. Now, hopefully you understand the flow here. If you picture yourself making $250,000 a year, you'll act like a $250,000 a year producer. When you're able to take these images and transmit them into action, that's the key to this entire process. So these folks have identified themselves as being better than average visualizers. Why are they better than me? You know, I was there and I was trying to make my fingertips come together. They hardly came together at all. I was trying to imagine that book out there, and I could picture the book, but my arm only went down a little bit. Why are these people so good at it and I'm only getting minimal response? Well, I've always maintained that practice makes perfect. As far as I know, I've not interviewed any of these folks before today's session, but I'm willing to bet if you talk to these guys during the lunch hour, you're probably going to hear them report that this is very similar to something they've already experienced. A lot of times I get people who say, you know, I went to college, it was a very noisy dormitory, and I remember in college I taught myself how to zone out. When they were making noise in the back of the dorm, I would sit there and I'd get in this state of mind so I could concentrate on my books, and the music would be playing and people would be shouting. I didn't hear it. All I saw and all I was paying attention to was the books. Well, that's focus. Some people say I was an athlete in high school, and I was on the wrestling team, and I remember our coach used to lay us out on the mat and we'd try to picture ourselves doing a successful match, and I would get myself in this state of mind before that match where all I could think about was winning the match. And every time I did that, I would win. That's focus. You know highway hypnosis, you get behind the wheel of a car. I do that all the time. I mean, I get behind the wheel of the car. All I remember is when I pull into the driveway. Can't remember stopping at the stoplight. Can't remember if I, went through the red light or not. I mean, I just get so intent on what I'm doing. That's focus. I had painless childbirth, one woman said, and I got in this state of mind to make the pain go away where I just went out in the front yard and started playing. I mean, I don't even remember the childbirth experience. That's focus. So I have no idea what these folks have done, but if you talk to them, they've probably already done something before they got here to make them good subjects. I mean, it doesn't just happen. These folks are good subjects because they've practiced it somewhere before. Now, that's good news. That means any of you could learn to do it if you are motivated to do it. Now let's see what we got here. We've got some very relaxed individuals. As I was talking about before in terms of stress reduction, you got to admit, this is relaxation. This is real nice relaxation. The one universal report that people who go through this say is, boy, was I relaxed. I mean, they just let everything go. If all you did was spend a few minutes each day getting this relaxed, I think there are benefits from a stress reduction point of view just to let go like this every once. But there's more to it than that. Visualization can be used in a variety of ways. Let me give you another example. I want you all to use your imagination. I'm going to count backwards from 3 down to 1. When I reach number 1, I want you all to imagine that you've just been told the funniest joke in the entire world. You have just heard the punchline, the funniest joke in the world. Be creative, use your imagination. But boy, when you hear that joke, you're just going to start laughing so hard you won't believe it. And it'll just keep getting funnier and funnier and funnier until I clap my hands. 3, they are telling you this joke now, and already you can tell this is going to be a funny joke. 2, it is the funniest joke you have ever heard in your entire life. They're getting ready to tell you the punchline right now. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. You've just been told the punchline of the funniest joke in the entire world. Rebecca, it is absolutely rolling around in a chair, hilariously funny. Sandy, it's twice as funny as that. I mean, you've never had anything so funny in your life. It is outrageously, hilariously funny, and you'll just keep laughing harder and harder and harder and harder. In fact, when I stamp my foot, it gets 10 times funny. 10 times funnier. This is rolling around in the chair, outrageously, hilariously funny. It is 10 times funnier. Now, wait a second. 100 times funnier. This is the funniest thing you have ever heard in your entire life, and you'll just keep laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing until you hear me clap. Folks, please notice, this is not a ha 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 kind of laugh. I mean, this is a from the inside, guttural, face red, entire body involved. This is fun. This is a real laugh. Now, this in and of itself is kind of dramatic, I think. Come on, funnier than that. It is absolutely the funniest thing you've ever heard. That is interesting. This, to me, is even more interesting. Sleep. Now, they can stop on a dime. They had no idea when I was going to clap my hands. They had no cue as to when that hand clap was going to come, and they stop on a dime. Try that. Go home and try to laugh that hard and then stop suddenly like that without any warning. That's indicative of a real high degree of emotional control. Let's get some of these folks off the floor. The count of 3, eyes wide open, still responding. There you go. And you can have a seat up here. I'm sorry you fell on the floor there, Rebecca. How you doing? You feeling okay? Let me ask you a question. Do you think you're wide awake?
No.
At least an honest answer. Do you think you're out of control?
No.
No. So, yeah? No? Do you think you're hypnotized right now? Be honest.
Yeah.
You do? Good. Sleep way down deep. Sleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Obviously, these folks are able to visualize quite good. Okay. At the count of 3, I'm going to ask all of you to open your eyes without waking up. Sit up straight in the chair, feeling great. 1, 2, and 3. Sitting up straight in the chair, feeling fantastic. Here we go. Sandy, how you doing? Now, you said you had been hypnotized before. Under what circumstances? Stage hypnosis? Office?
No, it was because I had such a fear of having dental work done that I went to a hypnosis to learn how to do self-hypnosis. I can't talk.
No, you're doing great.
Self-hypnosis to put myself into another place during those situations.
And were you successful with it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And so you were able to do painless dentistry with it? Mm-hmm. Very, very good. Were either of you at Greenleaf? So both of you were. So both of you are pretty well fluent with what some of the things I had done at Greenleaf. Were you by any chance a subject for me at Greenleaf? How could I have missed you at this? Such an excellent hypnotic subject. You were not at Greenleaf, correct?
No.
Is that fair to say? So the only reason I'm asking is I was hoping to get someone who's not really, aware of what I'm trying to accomplish, so it is a little bit more dramatic. But you're feeling real good right now, right? Very relaxed, very comfortable. I presume you know this relaxed and this comfortable that you're stuck like glue to the seat of your chair. In fact, the harder you try to get up, the tighter you will stick, and you will remain stuck until I clap my hands. Go ahead and try, see what happens. Try as hard as you can, but the harder you try, the tighter you will stick. Your legs won't work, your arms won't work. You just can't do it until I clap my hands. But I want you to try, Sandy. I want you to feel it's important to try. Come on, you're not trying hard enough. Everybody's watching. I want you to feel it's really, really important to get up out of that chair. Come on, Sandy, you're not trying hard enough. The harder you try, the tighter you stick. It's impossible till I clap my hands. Sandy, try harder. Keep trying until I ask you to stop. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what I did at Greenleaf. I may have done this very demonstration because it's one of my more common ones. I use this little demonstration to demonstrate that money does not motivate people that much. Do you remember I was saying earlier today that money is a motivator, but kind of a transitory or just a slight motivator? Most people say, you know, what motivates salespeople? Money motivates salespeople. Well, I maintain if money really motivated salespeople, you're not trying hard enough. Keep trying harder and harder and harder. Maybe Sandy's just playing along here. She seems like a really nice lady, and come on, you're not trying hard enough, Sandy. Try harder. let me show you something. The harder you try, the tighter you stick. Come on. The harder you try. Well, I'll tell you what, Sandy. I know, and you'll find it even more difficult because I'll tell you what, I'll give you $10 you get up out of the seat of that chair, but you're stuck like glue. I'll give you 20, stuck tighter. Tighter and tighter. I'll give you 40, Sandy, stuck tighter and tighter. Tighter and tighter. I'll give you 80. I'll give you 160. I'll give you $500 you get up out of that chair. I'll give you $500 if you get up out of that chair. I'll give you $1,000 if you get up out of that chair, Sandy. Sandy, I'll give you tighter and tighter, stuck like glue. The harder you try, the tighter you stick. I know. Remember that check you gave me this morning? I'll sign it over to you if you get up out of that chair. Tighter and tighter, stuck like glue. Stuck like the. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Take a nice deep breath. Nice deep breath. And sleep. Deep sleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now, how you feeling?
Good.
All right. You're wide awake. Everything's cool. Copacetic. Did you know you have marbles in your mouth? Try to talk. Can't talk until I touch your foot. What'd you say your name was? Try as hard as you can. All right. What's your last name? Where do you live? What's that? Was this your husband or something back here? Leave her that way. Oh, is it really?
You do say you were sister.
You two are sisters, are you? Yeah. Try now. What's your name?
Rebecca.
Very interesting. How you doing?
Good.
Okay. Do you feel like you're out of control at all?
No.
No? Well, let's do a little test here. Remember that spot you were looking at before?
Uh-huh.
Try as hard as you can to keep your eyelids open. Tell me when you're really trying. Just nod your head when you're really, really, really trying.
Trying to keep them open.
Trying to keep them open. Yeah, it sounds like an easy thing to do, doesn't it? Okay. Are you trying right now?
Uh-huh.
Beautiful. Take a nice deep breath. Excellent. Sleep deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Well, I guess you tried. Rebecca, try to keep your eyelids open. Try not to go back into a trance. Think you can do that? Can you do it? Mm-hmm. Take a nice deep breath. Beautiful. Sleep deeper than before. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Loose, limp, relaxed, and unwound. Nice. Nice deep breath. Breathe in deeply. Beautiful. Exhale completely. Obviously, very, very good trancers, very, very good visualizers. All three of them are outstanding, and they are excellent. Would you take a moment and give me a hand for being so brave as to come up here? Now, a lot of the other things that I can do, or I usually do, I have done at Greenleaf, and there's no sense in showing you the same thing over and over again. So let me just open the floor to questions. Maybe for some of you who have not ever seen this before, or even those of you who have analyzed it since Greenleaf. Yes?
How many people were at Greenleaf?
They told me about half my group was going to be at Greenleaf. So I'm trying just not to repeat the thing for you, show you different stuff. I'll show you something I did not do at Greenleaf then. You may have heard of this hypnotic age regression. I'm going to ask both of you to, well, just you, Rebecca, with your eyes closed, I'm just going to sit up straight in the chair, still relaxed and comfortable, going deeper and deeper to sleep, deeper and deeper to sleep. Beautiful. Now, Rebecca, I'm going to start counting slowly backwards from 10 to 1, and as I count backwards, I want you to imagine that you're going backwards into time, back to a time when you were much, much younger, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 years old. And the first question I need to ask you, is that okay with you? All right, now when I reach number 1, you will be a youngster. You will be either 5 or 6 or 7, real happy, real pleasant time in your life. You're going to go all the way back in time, and you will be there by the time I reach the number 1. Here we go now. 10, all the way back. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're there. Where are you?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. What's your name?
Rebecca.
What's your last name?
Margaret.
And where do you live?
In Middlebury.
And what's your address?
181 Carriage Drive.
And do you know your phone number?
758-1653.
And do you go to school? You're in kindergarten, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who else is in your kindergarten class?
Michelle, Lori, Billy Joe, Scott, So people I can remember.
And what's your teacher's name?
I don't know.
Well, I'll show you. Close your eyes for just a second. Picture her face. Tell me when you can see her face.
Say her face.
Now, her name will just pop into your mind. What's your teacher's name?
Sister Mary.
You think you could all do that? Want to see something even neater? Who's got a notebook that I can use, a notepad rather? May I borrow a pad of paper for just a moment? Maybe you've heard of this too. Have they taught you how to write or print your name yet? Would you do me a favor? Would you write your name for me? There you go. She has reverted back to the large block letters that people typically do in kindergarten. And what's fascinating about this is that if you could somehow dig up a sample of her handwriting at that point in her life, you know, sometimes parents save things like that. Everybody's got little nuances as to how they make the A's or dot the I's or loop the R. In her case, if you were to go back and look at an original sample of her handwriting when she was in kindergarten, it will be identical. And if we don't have the time to do this, but let's say I moved her forward to first grade, you'd see the handwriting change, second grade, third grade, all the way up to you see the modern signature. I mean, it will change each and every step of the way as you bring them forward into time as opposed to backward. Isn't that bizarre? Can you remember your telephone number when you were in kindergarten? Remember your address when you were in kindergarten? You know, if she was in first grade, she would name the people that sat ahead of her, behind her, on the side of her, left of her, on the right of her, teachers, TV programs they watched, all kinds of details. Police officers often use this. You're her sister? Show this to her afterwards. She's not going to believe it. Here you go, Larry. Police officers will often use this for witness recall. I'm sure you've all heard of people that have been hypnotized to remember license plate numbers and details of a crime scene and things that they aren't able to remember in a conscious state. Take a nice deep breath, Rebecca. 3, 2, 1, sleep. Way not deep. No, I didn't do that at Greenleaf, did I? Did I? Okay. I'm just trying to show you different things, you know, so as not to repeat what you have already seen. Yes, sir. Here's a strange thing. They are completely wide awake. If anything, they are more wide awake than normal. They are focused in their attention. The best analogy I can give you is daydreaming. You ever see a person in a daydream where their eyes are wide open, they're totally wide awake, but they've got themselves locked in on a thought. They're mentally reviewing an appointment they're going to, or they're thinking about going to Hawaii for vacation. They're not seeing what they're looking at. They're not hearing what's going on around them. You joke about it. You say that they look like they're a million miles away. That's the state of mind these folks are in, and it's a very, very common state. We all go in and out of it thousands of times a day. Let me do it to you very quickly. Do you know how to spell the word psychoanalysis? Would you try to spell it for me? Now, come here for a second. See what you just did? I asked you a question that requires a subconscious solution. I mean, let's face it, we don't usually walk around with the word psychoanalysis in our conscious memory. In order for him to recall that information, here's what you did, sir. You looked away from me, you stared up to the ceiling, you stopped moving around, your jaw dropped a little bit, and you said, and then you started coming back with the answer. Do you remember doing that? You looked up to the ceiling. What were you seeing? So you're wide awake, your eyes are wide open, you're looking at the ceiling but seeing the word psychoanalysis. You think you were fully conscious at that instant? Highway hypnosis, same thing. You ever see kids trance that in front of a TV program? You call them for dinner, they don't even hear you call your name? Same thing. We go in and out of this state of mind 1,000 times a day. These people are just staying there for a while.
Is that why Nicholas?
Oh, golf. There's a book called The Inner Game of Golf, which deals with nothing but learning how to visualize your shots. You're right, they go into this state of mind where they just close their eyes and they visualize the way they want it to go. And a lot of golfers will tell you, don't think about the swing. Let your body, let your mind do it. You should be picturing it and visualizing it and letting your body follow through. If anything, getting your mind, thinking about it screws it up. Like tennis player, if a ball's coming over the net at 100 miles an hour, you better not have to think about what to do. It better be second nature for you to be able to do it. So yeah, it's a very common state of mind, but most people never get around to using it for goal setting, and it can be used quite effectively. And here's how. I'm going to ask all of you to take a goal that you'd really like to accomplish, something you'd really like to see yourself accomplish having been a part of this program today. It could be anything you want, personal or business, but take a moment, locate the goal, and then I'm going to ask you to use your imagination and imagine that you are being mentally transported into the future to a time after you have already accomplished that goal that you set here today. Take as long as you need, but when you've located the goal and when you can picture yourself in the future, looking the way you want to look, feeling the way you want to feel, as if you have already accomplished it, just nod your head to signal me. Rebecca's got it. Can't tell if he's got it or not. His head's pretty buried there. You got the goal there, Sandy? Beautiful. Can you see it? Nice clear picture now, like you're there. As vivid, as clear, as real as you can make it, okay? Beautiful. Now, in a moment when I snap my fingers, I want you to lock that picture. Lock that picture into your mind. Listen very carefully. Most important thing I'm going to say to you all morning. From this moment forward, you and you alone are in complete and total control of this state of mind. You're going to be able to get back into this state of mind whenever you want, very easily and very quickly. All you got to do to get back into this state of mind is pick a spot to look at, just like you did here. Take a few deep breaths, just like you did here, and then start slowly counting backwards from 5 down to 1. As you count backwards, you'll feel that relaxation coming over you. Your eyelids will close. By the time you reach the number 1, you're going to be even deeper than you are right now. You're going to be able to give yourself suggestions that are every bit as powerful as the suggestions that I've given you, to reinforce what you've done here today. And then when you want to wake up, all you have to do to wake up is count forward in your mind from 1 up to 5, and you'll awaken feeling wonderful, rested, refreshed, relaxed, and in complete and total control. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and when I reach number 5, you'll awaken, and you'll feel just great, totally refreshed, relaxed, and invigorated, feeling better than you felt in weeks. 1, your arms and legs are waking up. 2, your mind and your body. 3, you're waking up feeling great. 4, sitting up straight in the chair, feeling fantastic. Sorry to do that to you. 5, wide awake. All right, how y'all doing?
Good.
Do you remember not being able to speak? Do you remember being in kindergarten?
No.
Hey, would you show her that piece of paper for a second? Do you remember writing that? No, wasn't you, huh? Didn't do it, huh? How you do? You remember not being able to get up out of a chair? What did I end up? $500 I offered her or something? Oh, $1,000!
More than that.
It's gonna be nuts.
More than
One of these days they're gonna jump up out of a chair. I'm sorry, Lisa. I offered more than that at Greenleaf, didn't I? Didn't I have it up to 5,000 or 6,000? Depending on the subject. See, I never want to do it twice because you never know who's just faking it. One of these days someone's gonna go flying out of a chair. What in the world's going through your head when you did not get up out of that chair for that money?
I just couldn't get up.
Rebecca, you don't have any memory of most of what you did up here, do you? Be honest, do you think you were hypnotized up here? You do? What makes you say that if you don't have much of a memory for it?
I remember. That was
Good logic.
I'm awake, I remember.
Do you think you're out of control right now?
No.
Wide awake?
Yeah.
Do me a favor, will you? Remember that spot you were looking at before? Just count backwards from 5 down to 1, see what happens.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Going horizontal. Oh, you think that's funny, huh? Check this out, Jack. Pick a spot to look at if you don't mind.
Okay.
Out loud, nice and slow, nice deep breath.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
These two, are they single? They should be together. There's a book called Hypnosis for Friends and Lovers. These two would be entranced their entire life. How you doing? Whoever you went to before, did they teach you self-hypnosis? Are you familiar with the technique? Do you know how to do it? Okay, then you don't need to learn it from me if you already know it. Do you know how to get yourself into a trance? Mm-hmm. Do you? Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. You don't need to learn it here then. I mean, these folks, I presume, have never had the experience before. You look like you're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sleepy right now. There you go. Take a nice deep breath. There you go. Nice deep breath. All right, all 3 of you now. Remember how you're feeling. And in a moment, Rebecca, when you wake up, you can remember everything that happened while you were up here. You too, sir. Everybody remembers everything. You're in complete and total control. You feel just great. You're going to be able to do this whenever you want and wherever you want. The count of 5, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sitting up great. Would you give these guys a round of applause? They are all terrific. Thanks a lot, you guys. Y'all can have your shared experience there, huh?
Now I want one.
Thanks. You want your money? 20% at the end of the day. All right. Once again, a little demonstration, hopefully a little bit different than what you all saw at Greenleaf. Now to the business end of this. If you all have a seat, I'm going to ask you to look at your yellow sheet of paper.